All right, full disclosure, we're not going to be building this boat right here. Got this boat basically for what's on the back of it, for, I guess, as far as these videos go, will be my next build, which I'm pretty close to being done with. Couldn't find a motor for it. A buddy of mine I work with went to an auction 2 days ago. He called me and said, "Hey man, you interested in this boat?" Sent me some pictures of it. And I said, yeah. And he asked me, what to bid up to. And I said, I don't know, maybe 2,000. And he called me back, said, "Hey man, you got a boat for 1,700 bucks, which had to pay Tennessee sales tax. And I think there's some kind of auction fee too, but I'm into it for about 1,900 bucks. I need to take it out to make sure the motor is running good, and I'd like to try out the trolling motor too. And it needs a couple little things adjusted on it to make it just a little bit more roadworthy as far as the trailer goes. So thought, why not do a video talking about the motor and the boat itself, because it's a cool boat. It apparently has some unfortunate damage to it, but I think I'm going to try to sell the boat and trailer as is, other than the few little things that I'd like to adjust on it, and take the motor and trolling motor. Trolling motor, if it works good, I'm going to just save it for a rainy day or the next build or whatever. The motor's going to go on the boat that I've been working on. I want to take it out and make sure it doesn't leak, which I don't see any kind of damage. It's an all-wheel boat. I think it would be apparent if the damage was somewhere it would be leaking. But, just so I can say, hey, I took it out, it doesn't leak any. Test that motor out, see how well it runs, make sure everything is good on it. And before we take it all off and put it on the new boat, like I said, throw this on Marketplace and get rid of it. All right, let's take a closer look at this boat. All right, dudes, hopefully a quick little video. I'm gonna try to keep it quick and as brief as possible, just because we ain't doing too much of this boat. I'm gonna try to rob the trolling motor and the motor off of it and sell the boat and trailer, hopefully on Marketplace or Craigslist, and recoup a little bit of my money. I think we're in the good though. I think we're gonna be okay, because I've had such a problem finding a 15 horse outboard around here, and I was coming super close to just buying a brand new Suzuki, which would put me so over budget on that boat I'm working on. I know I would never be able to recoup my money. So we're in this thing for 1,900 bucks. I'm already doing better than I could have. So on to the bad. Why I'm not going to build this boat is the obvious right here. We got a really good ouchie. The guy that owned the boat was actually there. A buddy of mine talked to him. He said he bought it like this, and he said it does not leak at all. And from what I can see, it doesn't look like it should. All the welds look like they're still fine. Got a little bit of cracking, right where the seat is welded to it. But other than that, it looks okay. If you can tell or not, with that rub rail over there, it's kind of bent out too. So whatever it was went all the way across the boat and smashed her up pretty good. And that's pretty sad, because these WeldBilt boats are really nice. They're tanks of boats. This is the second one I've been in possession of. All right, as far as the motor, this is a 2006 Nissan 18 horse 4-stroke. Actually, a Tohatsu. I think Tohatsu makes the power heads on these. Probably makes the whole thing. The only thing Nissan about it is the sticker, I believe. I could be wrong. Buddy of mine said several people cranked it up while he was there just to make sure it ran. It only ran for supposedly a few seconds. So hopefully we didn't tear our impeller up. One thing I want to do today is hook some muffs up to it and make sure we're peeing water before we get to the lake and it's not peeing. Also make sure it runs, because I haven't run it yet. But it's really nice. I think the 9.9s to 18s and this era motor are all the same, just some different carburetors maybe. Could be wrong. Came with a gas tank, little gas tank, which is perfect for the boat I'm working on in there. Battery box with a battery that apparently holds a charge. So that's good. We'll be able to use all those things. As far as the other stuff I'm going to rob is this trolling motor, I hope. Unfortunately, it has a little boo-boo right here. Missing part of the skeg. Did a little research last night about trolling motors missing skegs. Some people were saying the main purpose of the skeg on a trolling motor is just to kind of protect your blade from hitting stuff. Other people were saying it actually helps your direction and keep everything going straight in your boat. I don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow, hopefully, because that's one thing I want to try out. And if it is all crazy and haywire, I'm just going to leave it on the boat, because it won't be worth my time trying to take it off. It has a transducer on it. I will probably keep this mount regardless. Transducer, it says skimmer on it. I believe after a little looking that goes to a Lowrance hook type fish finder. Could be wrong. Probably take it off and put it in a box and get tired of moving it. Every time I need something, throw it away and then the very next week come across a fish finder that needs that transducer, because that's par for the course. Alright, is that about it? That's the stuff I want, at least. Now, somebody actually halfway built this boat kind of nice. As you see, we've got a wooden deck. I think that's wood. We have wooden support beams going up with some kind of goobery, it's like F26. But it looks pretty solid, honestly. We have some trailer motor leads. I don't know, I guess they had a battery somewhere up front too, which is no longer with us. But I ain't going to complain about that. Apparently, I guess you guys have already noticed, they have glued this carpet on with what looks like F26 too. I don't know, it could just be some carpet glue. Probably be a pain in the butt to get this carpet off. As you can see, we have floors, but they aren't wood and they aren't aluminum. They're composite. I don't know what it is. The thing about it is, you guys see how bowed it is? Why is it doing that? It's because it wasn't screwed down to the braces. I don't know, both of them. This one's bowed up both ways. I don't know, I kind of been wanting to try this stuff out on a boat, but this kind of makes me scared to spend some money on it if it's going to do that. Also, if you guys notice, they got the wrong kind of foam in the bottom of this boat. But don't use that white foam, the little balls. It'll absorb water a lot faster than closed cell foam. Make sure you use closed cell foam when you're doing like a subfloor in a boat. What else we got? The trailer is really nice. It looks like maybe it's a jet ski trailer, because mainly because of that. But it's really long. It's plenty long for this 14-foot boat. Actually, this boat could be pushed back a good bit. Tires are good. It's missing the fenders. All the bunks seem to be solid. The bunk carpet looks good. Taillights work, believe it or not, but this one is busted. Might just, I don't know, put some glue in there or something to keep rain in it, at least for somebody else, so it'll work for a little bit. We got a jack. We got a winch that works, and we have this. That's something we're going to have to do today. It almost looks like somebody just threw this on there, surely. Surely they didn't think that was how this thing is supposed to go. If you guys can tell or not, but this whole boat is shifted over because this just ain't right. Also, I think this roller needs to be pushed back a little bit because this boat looks like it's kind of nose diving on this trailer. So that's what we're going to do today. Get the motor running, adjust the trailer, and hopefully tomorrow we can take this thing out and see what she does, make sure it don't leak, put it on Facebook Marketplace, and hopefully get a little bit of money. I don't know, I was thinking like 800 bucks for boat and trailer. I mean, trailer, these boats are high as crap. Just get somebody that's not worried about the aesthetics, as long as it don't leak. This be a really, really good boat for somebody. So that trailer is in really good shape too. So I think $800 is a pretty fair price for this. All right, let's get to work on this thing and see what we can do. All right, jack the boat up. Move that from right here to way back there. Got it to where it was catching, where it's a little bit deeper on the boat. That way it'll raise it up a tad. Loosen this, because they had it tightened all the way down facing that way. That's kind of concerning. It makes me think they actually meant it to look like that. Anyhow, loosen that up. Drop this all the way down. Move this up a hair. And now everything is better. I won't say good, but it's at least where it's looking decent. Just trying to fix the obvious stuff, you know what I mean? So, got that. One of these bunks in the back is real crooked. I'm gonna try to jack the boat up, get the weight off of it, move it back, tighten it back up, and that should be good. Also, pulled the boat back a good bit, so now, yeah, see, now we're just past the bunks. Pretty much where you want them to be. This is that bunk I'm talking about, so it's like leaning real bad. I'm trying to straighten it back up, and we should be done with the trailer. All right, knock this out real quick. That looks a lot better. A lot better. I actually stood both of them up. So my buddy did send me a picture of this clamp right here. You have one on each side. You see that's what it's supposed to look like. Well, he sent me a picture of it, and of course I googled it, found out what it was called. It's a rubber piece right here that's missing as well. The rubber piece was like 10 bucks, and this clamp was like 60. And I was like, cool, you know, that's not bad. I'll go ahead and order that. Well, last night when I went to order it, it was not in stock anywhere, no longer available. I couldn't find a used one anywhere. So I was like, oh my goodness, I done bought a piece of crap that I can't even fix. Then it dawned on me, this is a Tohatsu motor. I have a Tohatsu parts motor sitting around that I kind of got gypped on. a couple years ago. The motor supposedly ran. I didn't listen to it run before I bought it. Lo and behold, I get it home and it has like 30 pounds on one cylinder, and it wasn't the head gasket blown. So that thing's been sitting in there. So I measured it and it looks like it is the same part. So it's going to work for us. We caught a break right there. So I need to replace that too today. Go ahead and take these off. I already got them loosened up. It's got 2 ground straps right here, and this one is broke. I'll go ahead and fix it too. Take this off. It's a 2-piece type deal. Said hopefully the other piece will go right back on here. Fingers crossed. All right, this is that rubber piece. I got it off that parts motor. And here's our part. You can see it's funky, but it is the same size. It's gonna work. So we got super, super lucky with that. Took this other side off and it was missing that rubber piece. So I robbed it off that other motor too. Go ahead and clean this up and pop her on there. I ain't got that back on there. That kind of a booger bear doing it by yourself. Because once you get the clamps off, that whole motor leans in some, and to get it seated right, you got to pull back on it and try to start the bolts. But if you ever got to do this, see if you can get a buddy to come help you. But we got it on there. Now I'm going to start messing with this cowl. Alright, so this cowl, it's got that crack right there. I ain't never messed with this stuff before, so I'm not going to film it, but I took a piece of tape, tried to pull it in the best I could. It cracked because this thing being riveted in right here. I don't think it's really going to make it any worse. It would have to crack somewhere in here to really mess it up, but just to keep it, make sure everything is secure, I want to try to use a plastic welder and weld in here. Got a little cheap plastic welder from Harbor Freight, little kit. Comes with these plastic strips. I think it said this thing takes about 5 minutes to get to working temperature. And you just kind of take this and fill it in. I ain't never done it before, so I'm not going to film it. I'll just show you guys how bad it looks when I'm done with it. But hopefully it'll keep that cowl together. Alright, don't look the greatest, but hopefully it'll give us a little more structural integrity on this thing to where it's not flopping around and getting worse somehow, or putting stress on these corners or whatever, or making this latch get off. You know what I'm saying. And it's on the inside. It's not like you can see it. It's still going to be a crack on the outside, but like I said, at least it won't be flopping around. Plastic welder was only like, I don't know, 20 something bucks at Harbor Freight, $22. I'll put a link down below in case you guys want to check it out. Thing might come in handy. These new cowls ain't nothing but cheap freaking plastic. I don't know if you price new cowls or replacing a cowl with a newer motor, but you can just about get a parts outboard cheaper than you can a cowl. Alright, dudes. Rebel, go on somewhere. It's bad enough I'm half naked in this video. I don't need you messing it up too. Look guys, it's August and it's Tennessee. Don't question why I'm half naked out here. Alright, so it's been almost a week since I took this boat out. This is probably the 5th take I've done on this outro of this stupid video because I keep just rambling on about dumb stuff. So I'm gonna make this as short and sweet as possible. The boat did good. the motor did the motor things it's supposed to do. Actually, I was very surprised with how fast it went. I was thinking a 4-stroke with this heavy of a boat, WeldBilts are super heavy. I was thinking maybe 17, 18 miles an hour. So when it hit 24, I was really happy with that. I'm just really used to 2-strokes. Like when I was here and I had the boat on muffs, revving it all the way up, it just sounded like it was bogged down because I'm used to 2-strokes. They just have a lot higher of an RPM. 4-strokes or lower RPM. But like I said, it did good. At 24 miles an hour in a heavy boat, the boat I'm going to put it on has got to be lighter than this boat, even after all the stuff I'm adding to it. So I'm assuming that it's going to be at least 24 miles an hour, if not more. We'll see when we get to it, hopefully very soon. It went in and out of gear, it was pinned, it did all the outboard things. And also the trolling motor. I trolled for, I don't know, probably 15-20 minutes, just in and out of gear, all different directions, forward, reverse. It did good. But I think after looking at how this trolling motor is mounted, it's not really worth my time to take it off this boat. Not to mention, you guys probably know how I am. I would hate to build a semi-nice boat and then put a broken skeg trolling motor on it. One thing that I did take off the boat, if you see right here, I took that track system off, the middle bench seat, because I know I'll be able to use that on a future boat build. Boat was very stable. Unfortunately, when I got there, it had some residual rainwater that I didn't realize it was in the boat because how my whole driveway goes downhill. Didn't realize it till I got there. I backed down the boat ramp and water rushed down to the back. I let most of it drain out, put the plug in, took off. I didn't notice any more water coming into the boat. So unfortunately, I can't swear that there's no leaks in the boat. I can only say, you know, what I just told you guys. I do not think this boat has any kind of leaks in it whatsoever. I was out on the water for about an hour and the water level stayed the same, so I'll say that. Had a little hiccup with the trailer, loading it back on. The winch, where you have the gear and the little lock mechanism, it kind of got askew to where it wasn't latching on the gears themselves. When I got home, I was able to kind of tap it over, tighten it up, and it seems to be working fine. One of these taillights also messed up on me, and I was able to dig around and Frankenstein me a taillight to where it's working again too. As long as you're not worried about looks, this is a really nice boat for somebody. Obviously it has, you know, some imperfections in it, but which one of us don't have any imperfections? I think this would be a really nice boat for somebody. I know this video is going to be a little bit different than a lot of my other videos. Well, one reason, it's just I need to add some more content. I know I don't post a whole lot, and I really should. I'm kind of lazy about that. So I'm trying to make myself do a little bit more stuff than I have been doing, and this is one of them. I bought this boat for the motor I'm going to use on the future build, which you guys will see here soon. And hopefully I can throw this on Marketplace and recoup some of my money. I've already got it on there listed for 900 bucks, which is the trailer, the boat, you know, everything that you see, the rear seat and the trolling motor. $900. I don't think that's a terrible price. I got a little wiggle room, but not a whole lot. I mean, the trailer, in my opinion, is worth 500 bucks. The trailer motor is worth probably at least 100. I know it has a broken skeg, but it works fine. So what's this boat worth? The boat, it has carpet, I mean, sort of floors, and the little front deck. I feel like this thing's probably worth $200 in scrap because these WeldBilt boats are really nice. They're heavy duty, so I don't know. I think that's a decent price. Maybe I'll include the sale of this if it happens before I get done with the next video, which I'm hoping is a week from when you guys are watching this right now. But anyways, there it is. I'm gonna close it out with that. I've been rambling way too long in these outros, and I apologize. So anyways, short and sweet. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one very, very soon, hopefully, with a nice boat. I promise it's a nice boat that I did a lot of stuff to. I'm excited about showing you guys. All right, see you then.